Hi guys, and welcome to a really little quick kind of show around video. So I've been working quite a lot on the Isles of Dacros map, quite a lot. Basically because before I was in John Smith, I've now kind of started to do the switch over to Conquest specific textures. I've also started to put in rocks like this, which look awesome, which are actually Monster Fish's rocks. I never thought that would be cool, but they really work. They really work really nicely. And you can see like the road as well. I need to redo all of these blocks so that they actually are kind of the metadatas. We're going to have a real good play around with that because we do have some new stuff. But that's not really what I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to show you this nice little journey type thing. I'm going to give you some ideas as well. So say if we can kind of go for a little journey through these forests. And you can see the rocks, how they kind of work. I've got my own little small ones here. They are quite small. I'm gonna mess around with them, but I might just go with the big ones. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I should mix in these small ones that I've got, or maybe mess around with them a bit better, get the metadatas working, well not working, but get the metadatas a bit more variation, and then have these big rocks? I mean, stuff like this looks awesome, and this is just kind of with the World Painter brush. Even stuff like where you've got the roots here that's coming out, and then you've got there's a rock like basically going around that tree. That's cool. But I think they add a lot. They add a lot to the atmosphere already. They're really nice. So, yeah, that's just a cool rock. What I've got, and what I'm actually planning on showing you, is just over here. And I think you might be able to see little bits of it. So we're on a lake. One of the lakes, there's absolutely loads of lakes kind of on the Dakar Ages thing. So there we go. We've got this nice little lake here, which is taking ages to load because that's what happens on 1.7.2. It doesn't load things when even if you're on far. Even these rocks with these little things here. What I was thinking about doing is I'm going to try and figure out in World Painter how I can get stuff like that to appear. And I've got an idea of how to do it. I just don't know if I can actually do it. It'd be really cool if you're just wandering around and you see like bees and things or flies just every so often. It's super duper rare. But anyway, this is what we've got. A nice little camp. And I'm going to be going through kind of what I've done to make this little camp. But I also go through the actual ideas for default texture pack stuff as well, because there's a lot of stuff that when I was doing this I kind of found variants and things you can actually do. But it's just a really nice little camp right here with a nice little campfire. I think they're probably a hunter, and I'll show you how I've kind of made them seem like that. Obviously we've got the actual weapons rack type thing here. Unfortunately it does bug out because I've got it attached to that bit. Would have liked it to be like this. I don't know if I can do it with the invisible glass block, and yeah, that was an invisible glass block. Oh, that does work. Okay, so there we go. Here's an improvement already. I'll grab. Where is it there? Aha! There we go. There's a nice little trick for those weapons racks as well. So I just figured that out. Something that actually gets stuck on this, but that's cool. So he's probably a hunter, and there's a couple little things like this little painting that I've got inside the little tent. It's got like a picture of a creeper on it. So maybe like they're hunting the creepers. I don't know, but they've come across fish and rabbits, and I've got some herbs as well, just hanging up to dry. So let's get started on the kind of little bits of it. In a way, it's an informal tutorial. It's kind of like what I've done. But what there is in Conquest now, and obviously you need connected textures, empty patch, all of that kind of good stuff. There is now 3:1. So if I should just show you guys that, so we got IPL 3:1. What this is the permanent texture, which is going to be coming in, and is already actually in. But what Monster's done is he's turned it into a grass dirt texture. So what you can do is you can do footpaths. Now I don't recommend doing it obviously raised up. There is slight problems with it, but I've got an example of what I've done and figured out. Well, not really figured out, but you know what I've done on there. But what you can use it for is really nice patchy kind of dirt paths. And what I've used it for here around the campfire is actually to kind of signify that somebody's been here for a while. Somebody's been here for a while and they've actually worn down the grass, but they're not going to be here long term, so they're not going to make a gravel road. There's no point for them in this tiny little camp to actually make an actual road to get these stones, to break them down, to make like gravel, or to get pebbles from what would have been, you know, like this kind of shore, I guess. I mean, they could get pebbles from over there. You can see the actual gravel, where obviously the rocks would have, over time, kind of been pushed down by the rain. You know, they could collect them over there. They wouldn't bother. They would just been walking around here a lot, and mainly around this part. And what I've actually done is I've accentuated kind of this little section here, and also this little section here. And there is even a little path going down. I mean, how cool is that? It's quite nice. And that obviously goes a bit more patchy, and if they were actually hunting, they'd then go out into the wilds and go off somewhere. So that's a really nice little trick. Now for the campfire, what I've done, obviously, I've actually just put it in the ground. And I'll just grab the materials, actually, and show you. But it's very, very simple. You can see that I've got the knives on there as well. Just got a cauldron, but I'll show you what you can do if you just want it normally. And we'll do one, let's do one here. Something like that. Just have... Basically, I just started off like this. Put in some netherrack. Grab the flint and steel. Now, I did do the game rule to stop the fire from spreading. I don't know how it works on the console versions. I don't know if you guys have got that. But would this... Now, this is just theoretically. I'm guessing that this, having the... You know, I don't think fire spreads through a slab or through a cauldron. But I haven't tested that, so I think that with this setup you should be okay. And I say should. Don't kind of no. don't take that as a definitely. Try it somewhere first. So I've just got the fire, and I've got these kind of stones around. You could also go with, you know, oak wood planks. I don't think it worked as well, especially when you've got all this wood around you. Didn't quite work, but that would be better for logs. I've also seen stuff like this. I need to have a grass block. There you go. Stuff where it's actually sunken down. That's quite interesting as well. I've seen like this used quite a bit. It doesn't work on like edges like this though, so that's why I haven't really used that. I just used the normal one. Just going around here, and I just choosing one of them to actually raise up. Now you could, you could do it with a full block. What I ended up doing was I ended up doing an upside down stair for these. I don't know why. It just felt a little bit better. Felt a bit different anyway. Then you go up 1, 2, and then go across, and then go down, and then just put in a cauldron. And then obviously you fill that cauldron with water, but that would just literally give you a tiny little fire. It's a bit different. Obviously you can also do it, you know, this way. You can put stairs around the entire thing. But the reason I went for that slab, as you can see, now you can't really see the fire. That's why I went with the slab here. And it's a shame we haven't really got anything here. I mean, you could also do like cobblestone wool or something like that. But anyway, that's a little idea anyway for a fire. I've seen like very, very similar ones. And I think I've seen ones with cauldrons on the side. I don't know if I've seen one this way. Maybe. I don't know, it's quite common anyway. And then I've just used the knife picture here if you've got any similar ones in the texture pack you've got. Just so that you've got some like cooking implement type things. Something around there. I've done it on this side because I don't know, if I was in the tent, and I'll go over everything's in the tent, but I don't know, I wouldn't want to really cook on this side. I would kind of want to, be able to sit down, cook, and kind of have a look over. Maybe even here would have been a good idea, but then because of the stairs and the orientation of this, didn't really work. So I put in some like knives there. I've also got the plate. That is 70:5, if you want to know. So you've got your plate here. I'll show you guys this. This is all the kind of the actual specific stuff for Conquest. But that'll give you the actual plate, and I kind of learned that from you guys in my Let's Build Riverwood series. But you can put down a food plate. There wasn't really an empty one. I do advise as well putting an invisible piece of glass, which is 20:6, or I think it's 20:5 as well. It's something like that. But 20:6 is definitely it. That will stop you from standing on it. Also, obviously, as we found out earlier, putting one there. This is 105:7. So I've started to get all these IDs in my head now. But yeah, 101:7. Yeah, 101:7 will get you the weapons rack. So I'll just put that there, and then we've got the glass there so it connects in. And yeah, just having these logs. You always see them, people sat on logs at campfires. So it kind of made sense. It kind of felt a bit better than actually putting in a real chair. You wouldn't, again, if you were camping, you wouldn't craft yourself or make yourself a table. Not table, a seat. You would just grab a log, roll it over and go, that'll do, that'll do for me. So I put in a couple. Though I've only got one tent, so it doesn't really make sense to have two, but it just looked better when I had this in. And this is just a little rack, so they've kind of constructed out of like wood, basically. They're small rack because they're going to be hunting here for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, I don't know, something like that. A couple of weeks or something, they've set up a tent instead of a kind of big tent instead of like a small tent. So they've got that. And obviously the campfire is made out of stone, so they've grabbed stones there and put that there. But what we've got is we've got this is 30:10. I'm gonna have to check that, but I'm pretty sure it is 30:10. Yep, that'll give you the little grabby one. So I've just got that, and it attaches onto the fence really well. And then we've got 30:12, which is a fish one, and all of these are actually the same one. But this one, biome-wise, are in plains for the normal fish. We're then in cold tiger for the kind of rabbit texture. Skinned rabbit, that is. And then we're in forest for the herbs. So we've got 3 different biomes right here. And what I had to do with the middle one, with cold tiger, to stop it from when it snows, for example, and I'll show you that in a bit. It looks really atmospheric and really cool. The snow can't actually fall on that. It can't stick on it, and that was Telset333 who told me about that. Really awesome. Whereas, you know, all the other ones, biome-wise anyway, they can all fall. And the snow is really cool now with that underneath thing. But yeah, so it can't fall on that. It also can't fall on fences, which is good, on the top of them. So it wouldn't have actually, I wouldn't have needed to even put that block there, but I do anyway. It's just practice. So those are those 3 there. We even have another 30:12 again. So yeah, another biome specific one of that. Extreme Hills this time will give you the sack. I was very tempted to put in a chest, and then I was like, well, if you're out hunting, are you really going to carry an entire wooden chest around with you? And then that kind of answered it. You know, it was like a no. And you also notice the bed is in the ground, and I'll tell you what I've done there. So yeah, I put that in there. Same as well, I put in a little candle. And you got this little poster, so he's got some paper, he's put it up, he's like, I want to hunt that, that's what I'm here for. I've gone into the wilds, I've been told to hunt this beast in these huge woods, you know, that kind of stuff. And the reason I actually dropped this down, and this one is 44:2 by the way, which will give you, this is a biome specific slab. It's dirt in plains biome, it's definitely dirt in plains biome. I know it should be forest in here, but I don't know. And then what I've done is I've mixed and matched wood, and the reason I've lowered this is because if you have it up higher... Ooh, well that's weird. Why did it bug out like that? That is very... Oh, it's 1 point... What? Okay, there we go. Anyway. Yeah, if it's higher, it looks like a normal bed. And what I wanted was a bedroll type thing. So I kind of went with putting it down a slab, and I've seen this before. So it's not my idea, but I put that down, and then I mixed in with the wooden slabs. I actually used oak wood and joggle wood, mixed in those two, because they're very similar, but the grain's different, to make it look a bit patchy, like they've kind of got some wood, cut it up, and they've just kind of put it on the floor, you know, a bit randomly. And there's even dirt right next to your head, so that's nice. Put that in anyway. Made this little shelf at the back. I think that looked really nice. I think that kind of worked. And I've even just got the bare rock, which is right behind it there, that rock there, on there. Put this up so I could put in a little bit of like fence posts or tent posts, and then I ended up going with fences across the side, and I used another variant. I can't remember the... This is the only one I don't remember the actual metadata for. But another thing that I've kind of seen a lot as well is using the rails. So hopefully Monster at some point will put in some rope ones, because that'd be really cool. But you can use obviously rails as well, and I think actually it's kind of takes those just like that instead. That's quite cool. But you know, maybe one day, unless it's already in there. See, no, those are definitely not them. I mean, I actually haven't checked them at an angle, because that would be, you know, smart to have them just specific there. But I would say no. Looking at what I've seen, no. Okay. So yeah, you can put in those as well. But I found that fences just worked, and I use this kind of darker wood. I notice if it's kind of been there a little bit of time, something like that. You know, you can use that and just, you know, alternating colours. Just gone for very basic colours, not really gone for anything really bright. And I really like this rock which was behind it, which is one of the reasons I put it here, so that, you know, if it wakes up, you can then look over here or sit on the edge. I don't know. It's all of that. And then, weirdly, I actually went around and just put down some ferns and stuff just by hand. You can see where it kind of gets less dense here. That's because I just kind of like went a bit crazy on these parts, just so that it feels a little bit more dense in this part, as if like it's a wandering path. But another thing you could do with this dirt path is then cut through the thicker stuff. Just have the smaller ones. So, you know, I've got like a piece of grass here. Maybe that would actually be gone by now. And it probably would. Yeah, so lower that is a really good idea. If you're on kind of default texture pack, or your texture pack doesn't have the crazy metas like Conquest does, which it probably doesn't, you can always go with the chest. You know, do put in a chest so that they've got some sort of storage. And actually the cauldron's a bit crazy, isn't it? Would you really carry that around? But then again, if you've seen the army ones, they're smaller. But anyway, there's a couple of ideas there, including this little path as well. And I didn't put it on each of these blocks. I just kind of did a rough path because, and I'll show you. It looks really. That's what you get. You get these like weird dirt bits. I don't know. It doesn't look quite right. Yeah. That's pretty much it. If there's anything else I need to cover in this, or if there is anything. But yeah, use that new dirt texture. There is wicker fence as well. Again, I didn't really see any point. But tell me what you think. If you've got any ideas for like campfires and stuff, when I do the and finish off the kind of Isles of Dacross map, which is still taking ages, I'm probably going to do a full update on it at some point. But I'm going to have stuff like this. And I am planning on having it on a server that you guys can just wander around on. It won't be a building server. It'll be like a just to see what's on the server and get ideas. So I'll put a lot of ideas like this in, and I'll actually hide stuff. Kind of like, you know, with Oblivion and Skyrim, you've got like caves and mines. I want the entire world to have stuff like that. So I might have like, I don't know, some like a campfire here, and there might be a mine over. I don't know, some stuff like that. Those kind of like really interesting things. But this is a nice little thing. If you've got a big world. Or a normal world, and you've got like a role-playing world, or just a medieval world, shove a campfire in. It looks cool. And if your friends and stuff are kind of exploring, they'll just be like, "Wow, look, what the hell? Where does this come?" You know, it's like a nice thing, instead of having just empty space. Loads of empty space. I mean, I wouldn't have even known that from that path, that road over there, that it's here, but it's on the lake. It's on the lake? What did I put an accent? It's on the lake. So if you do kind of, come across a lake, you can actually then find it, and it's even just like slightly hidden. I just love it. I love these kind of details. This is what I enjoy the most about building. But yeah, tell me what you think. Suggestions and things like that as well, and any ideas that you guys have would be much appreciated. So I think the only thing we can do now is turn it to kind of rain. Yeah, I know. Turn it to rain. Zeus shaders with rain. Dark that is, and gloomy. But it's good. So there you go. That's what you want. Murky lake. This person's been here for a while and it's been walking around and the mud's got all wet. I think that actually works probably better. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one.